Hello, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, then hi. I've been wanting this for a very long time. I don't know if you can see it yet, but I didn't. Yeah. I'm not going to say anything just yet. Let's see if you notice. Stick around. You'll figure it out. Took me a while. Yeah. Right up to after demolding. But yeah, this is a TV. And I love it. Well, I love half of it. Although I will show you in the pictures that I actually did something with the other half. Just because. I would like to say thank you to my members, my subscribers, my likers, my watchers, and those of you who stick around to the end. You are fantastic human beings. Because that's what we need. Is for people to stick around and watch. Thank you so much for that. You're awesome. So watching, liking, and commenting. It's easy, it's free, and we all appreciate it hugely. I'm trying to be very careful how I'm doing this. I'm not measuring any of my Aquacast, which is what I'm using, by the way, because I didn't know how much it needed. But can you see it's a bit warped? So I'm having to use bottles to get it to sit up straight. Other side, perfect. You know, the other piece. You spotted it yet? But I do end up having to put bottles all the way around, and I am faffing here. My table does not seem to be level. Yeah, you put a spirit level on it, it says it's level. Go figure. But I need to tap the heck out of it to try and make sure there's not any bubbles. I do get the odd one or two. Very tiny. Can't really tell. And there's me not wasting. So I scooped up way back in the actual TV. Oh dear. I'm so tight. This is a collaboration with Nikki and Perkins at Kirnix Creations. For Craftflix, there is a playlist in the description box. I might even pin it in the comments if I remember. So please check it out. There's going to be some fantastic videos. And they're all going to be unique. Now this is going to be my favourite of all-time films. I'm not going to tell you what it is. I want to see if you can guess halfway through. Because if you know me long enough by now, you probably know which it is. And it's not Grinch, before you say anything. That's my second, maybe third favourite film. I have a lot of favourite films, but this one is the one that I ended up in hospital one week and I had one film on my tablet. That's the film I watched all week. Yeah. A couple of times a day. Just left it running. Because, yeah, it's brilliant. It's full of puppetry, beautifulness, a really good storyline, and a very, very good-looking pop star. I won't really class him as a pop star, but I don't know. He was a chameleon, basically. He could do all sorts. Now, if you know who that character is, then you've got this sussed. Now, did you realise that piece, the flat piece, was supposed to be the TV screen? It had got no cutout. I'd even turned it over just to check that I wasn't being a Dumbo, and I'd filled in the wrong side, and I hadn't. For a change, it wasn't me. So yeah, I have no front for this TV now. Or do I? If you've got cardboard, you can make anything, and yes, I'm going to make it with cardboard. Now, I've already put down some clay inside, and I'm using this, I think it's a modelling clay cutter, and I was thinking I could just build it up and make a nice shelf line there, and I was looking at the picture for reference, so I realised now I need to bring this out. I need to make it more 3D. I need to actually make it look like the wall around this character. So I use popsicle sticks, lollipop sticks, whatever you want to call them. And I built it up. And then I scraped out the excess of the clay that didn't need to be there because I need to build it up. Now, you can put Aquacast in the oven. I did. And then if you leave it to cool by itself, you don't get cracks. Don't do a me like I've done before and try and take something out straight away. It retains heat like nobody's business. Wow. And also, if you've got a cold house, straight from the heat to the cold can crack. So always leave it to cool down by itself in the oven, and then you're fine. And it's only on a low temperature anyway, so it's not like I'm burning it. Not like my cooking, you know. And I'm trying to get this so it sits nice, but it's not quite deep enough. So I go in with some more pop sticks and I thicken it out a bit so it's got more of a step. Now, I am going to be making some rocks and a tree, no, not a tree, but vines, sort of. Although looking at it, you can't see it with the TV screen on, which I do work around that too. You can take this screen off and it doesn't fall off. And I think I'm actually in love with this piece. Now, I wanted to make it looking like a recessed wall of where he lives. And these boxes are, I use a puffer, so these are just juice boxes. And not the American, excuse me, not the American version of juice box either. The English version, get teeth in. And a bit of super glue and a little bit of luck, and I made them more wallish. More blooming wallish. What the heck am I talking about? I think you know what I mean. I think I kind of filled the spaces in with the boxes. There we go, that'll do. Jeez. And I realised I hadn't actually glued these down. Silly me. So I go in to actually glue them down with the fantastic super glue, who's now my third bottle, and I may need to buy another one. Yeah, because it's my go-to glue and I loves it. Thank you, Nikki and Monkey. I have 3 sides to fill in, and then it'll be time to put more clay over the top. And I'm going to use the chocolate mould thing, whatever it's called, the brick thing. I'm having a really good day with words, aren't I? Brick thing. Dear. I'm going to use the brick thing to make more bricks to go over the boxes. Oi, oi. One day I will speak English. Not quite sure when that'll be, but it'll happen. I promise. Now, this clay is really cheap and nasty, and I have just, smushed it together. It's sticky, it's horrible, but for what I need it for, it's perfect. Because it does actually look quite shiny, although I'm going to dull that down. And it's a bit too, it's like trying to work with melting chocolate, to be fair. It's pretty poop, but it's mouldable and it's usable, and it's just going to be bricks. It doesn't have to be anything special. It's what I do with the paint afterwards that makes them look a bit better. So yeah, I'm going to fill in all these spaces with the brick texture and just add a few little nicks and push some little dimples in and make it look a bit more worn. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say, a bit more worn. And I cut off the excess of clay because I don't need any more than that. I don't need it to go onto the floor. So now that's all done, and now it's time to do the eyeballs. Now, if you've seen this film, you know exactly what I'm doing. And I like it. I'm going to say it again. I think that's now my new mantra. I like it. So I'm whitening them, even though they're already white clay, because I'm using Super Sculpey now, not the cheap stuff, just for the eyes, nothing else. And I'm also made some bricks, and I'm going to paint them white too. These have all been baked, by the way, and I will scratch some of these pieces of brick to make brick dust. Yeah, brick dust. So it looks like some of the walls crumbled, and I'm just going in with the paint I'm already using as a dry wash, just to pick out the details of the brick and just give it a bit of oomph. Now it looks really bright white. It doesn't stay that way, I promise you. It does get dulled down, and the eyes I'm going to have to paint each one separately. But I have a trick. I have some cheap, nasty Play-Doh, polymer clay, that I'm going to pop them into so they don't roll around. And I can paint each one separately. Now I'm just going in with a little bit of dirty water and a little bit of white mix. And it's just enough to cover the floor. And I'm going to add a teeny tiny bit of blue to that ceiling to make it look a bit more skyey. And I don't know why I did that bit. Why? I really don't. But I've left it in. It just didn't make sense. I don't know what was going on through my head. But this TV is not going to stay this colour. It's definitely reminiscent of a 1980s TV of what we had as a kid. Yeah, when you had 3 channels and you'd got RGB to do the colour contrast on the front of the TV. And you didn't have remote controls. You were the remote control. Oh God. So I'm going in with these paint markers. Artex, they're brilliant. I love these. I prefer the brush tip rather than the nubs, as I call it. They're just easy to colour with. I like them better that way. And I'm doing a mixture of brown, blue, and brown, blue, green. Am I doing green? I might do green. I'm not quite sure. I cannot remember. I can't even see, I'm afraid. I really can't. And then I realised I've left some underneath, so I painted them. Now, I'm not painting these with the pen. I'm just putting a bit of colour on, and then I'm going to rub it through my fingers just to give it more of a stone look. Yeah, I end up getting into a right mess. That's fine. I like getting messy, especially when I'm crafting. In fact, actually only when I'm crafting. If you can't just enjoy yourself while you're crafting and get messy, what's the point? So I'm gluing these stones down, bricks, and I do paint the bottom bit a bit more. And I've got little bits where I've just scratched it off, and I put a bit of super glue down, and I'm sprinkling it on the top to make a little pile. And what hasn't stuck down, I'll super glue again and put some more on, just to make it pile up a little bit more as well. But I thought that was quite a clever trick to make the, what can I say, breadcrumbs? No, not breadcrumbs. Brick dust. There we go. And I was going to use that billow pad to make my plant. I'm not. I changed my mind. I found some miniature trees that I've got. I don't even know when I got them, or why I got them, or where I got them. I'm assuming it's got to be Temu, because, like I said, I'm tight. So I used the tree and broke the tree down into several pieces. It was just smarter than having to make it myself. Although I do still make it myself, it's just I cheat. So I'm just putting a little bit of blue. It's got to look like a miserable looking sky though. Yeah, because it's not a happy film. It's a film with morals. You know, a decent film. A film that actually meant something. So I'm painting this all black. Just a bit of black and water. Because Aquacast paints absolutely beautifully. I do like painting Aquacast. Only problem is it does chip quite a bit if you don't oil and seal it. And I have done that a couple of times, but I've covered over the top. And to be fair, the TV we had was battered. We were poor. In fact, it was years before we actually had a colour TV, so, you know, when I say 1980s TV, we probably had it in 90s. We used to watch snooker in black and white, and I could tell you exactly which colour ball was which, and I was right every time. So, yeah. So now I'm making the front cover, which is going to be the TV screen. Seeing as I have no TV screen, I did, however, get my money back for the mould, which is a kind of win-win, because I don't mind making a TV screen again. I've got a now free mould, and I also ordered something off Temu with the credit. So I didn't think I'd actually get it back, but because it had been a while since I've had this one. But I did, and I was fair chuffed. So I've bought some miniature stuff. Oh dear. Oh. So that fits perfectly like that, except for that bit. And yes, Nikki, I used a tape measure, still got it wrong. This is from a shelving unit, just a cheap plastic shelving unit from Lidl. Nice cardboard though. And I have forgotten to paint the inside, so that has to be done afterwards now. It weren't until I was actually doing the video bit for the end that I realised that, oh, you're an idiot, you've not actually painted the inside. Oh well. So I am going to make this removable. And can you see my little plants? They look really cute. Now in the movie, the eyes move. They don't in this. I'm not that clever. And to be fair, it's too tiny to move. For me. There's not a chance. I had hard enough trouble trying to paint it. Now, I do faff with this a lot. I do use cheap magnets to put on, and I do take cheap magnets off and put some better ones on. So now I want to make the TV look a bit more like cheap melamine, a wood effect. So I'm using 3 different browns and just slapping paint here, there and everywhere. Now, you can't really see on camera how well it looks, but after I've varnished it, it looks really nice, like cheap wood. You know that stuff, 80s melamine, you know, everything got covered in it. Your work surfaces, your tables. Ugh. I mean, it's got a little bit better these days, but not much better. I'm trying to put like a faux wood grain in, and I just add a bit of water to the back, just to give it a little bit more of a colour rather than just plain old black. It doesn't matter, it's just the back anyway. But I am going to add lights to this. Now, do you recognise him? It's William the Worm. Hello. Did you say hello? No, I said hello. Sorry. I can spark the film off word for word and it really annoys my husband. Which makes me smile, so I do it all the more. Because I am annoying. So I'm giving it dry washes. I've already painted it with a undercoat. Just a basic, like a cream beige colour. And now I'm going in with some dry brushing with some blue, some red, some white. Just to give it some colour. And his eyes Although I don't like his eyes. And a lot of people don't do William's eyes right. Some of them make him look evil. Some of them make him look like he's had his eyes punched. I can't do his eyes that tiny, so they do look a bit evil. And they're not evil. It's just you have to put the detail in, and this is small. You can see how small it is with it in my hand. It's not even as big as my thumb. So, yeah, I do apologise about his eyes for those of you that are Labyrinth lovers. I do like this film. I love the music, I love the puppets, I love Jim Henson, I love David Bowie. It is one of my all-time favourites, and William is a tricky thing to hold on to. He's a little nightmare. Oh God. In fact, I went to go and paint him. I couldn't find him. I'd shifted my desk and stuff around again, and I thought, oh hell, I've put him in a safe place. Where is he? See, I was going to do a big one. I've had one on my desk, a white one for me to do for this actual thing, and I kept umming and ahhing whether to do it for this or pick a different film. And Nerdy decided she was doing William the Worm on something, and I'm like, I can't do that now. No, because it'd be basically the same thing, just painting William the Worm. So I thought, no, blow it, I'm going to make it smaller and do a scene. And then when I'd already seen somebody using the TV and adding bits in, I think it was Sally from All Aboard Resin Creations. I think she did a fish tank. Sally, if you're watching, am I right? I can't remember now. And I just thought, oh, I can see lots of TV programmes coming in my way. If anybody wants to see me do another one, because I've learnt a few tricks since I've done this one, put down in the comments what film you'd like me to do. Because I tell you, I like this. And I am slowly running out of ideas from people that wanted me to do the stories too. So that could be the next thing. Me making miniatures in a TV with lights. So let me know what you think. There isn't much to do paint wise on William because he is small, and the TV screen is a little warped, and I wanted it that way because if any of you are as old as I am, you remember that TV was grainy as heck. It wasn't great picture-wise, but towards it were bee's knees. It was absolutely fantastic, but I wanted it to look old-fashioned, so it wasn't a clear picture. And with the lights on inside, it really does look. I like it. Oh dear. Yep, we're gonna have to start a drinking game with this. A cup of tea drinking game though, eh? Hey, wink wink. But yeah, this is going to get glued in after I've put his eye dots in and tried to put a little bit of life in his eyes. But good God, I can't see to paint, and I have got a magnifying glass, but I can't see through that either. So I am basically guessing at what I'm doing. Yeah, look at him. He's so good. So now there it goes. I can pull it off, put it on, and there was the red, green, blue little sliders that you used to slide up and down, and your dial that you click to 1, 2 or 3 because you only had 3 channels, not 60 million, 100, 600 million, whatever you want to say, that we have now, and none of us seem to watch because we watch YouTube. But yeah, look, it lights up. I'll show you some pictures, and if you like what you see, comment in the comment section, and I shall see you in the next video along. Don't forget to check out the playlist. Thank you for watching, and bye bye.